Hello, Sydney, if you can hear me, make some noise. I think I can hear you all the way from the Russian consulate in Wallara. That was very loud. What a great bunch of people. I'm actually watching the rally live on a live stream. I'm very pleased to see a great bunch of people. Every single person here is a great Australian. There are many great causes represented here. We're all united by Julian Assange, standing for Julian Assange. What a great Australian, and how embarrassing it is for Albanese, for Peter Dutton, for all of the Liberal and Labor governments who have allowed this to go on for so long. And shame on Biden for backing out. Shame on Biden for backing out and not rocking up to Australia to face the music. I don't know about you guys, but I think that this is directly related to Assange, the fact that he didn't come here because he knew that public opinion is against him. And we've seen how Albanese has now jumped on the bandwagon at the last hour, or the 9th hour, or the 11th hour. He's also now saying, let's free Assange. But where was he 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Where were they all when it was people in this crowd, when it was individuals, when there was 2 of you and there was 3 of you, and the Assange protesters and activists defending his interests were there every Friday afternoon at Town Hall, and I remember seeing them. Sometimes there was 10 of you, there was 15 of you. Today there are thousands. So well done, Sydney. There are thousands marching today. What a beautiful sight it was to see. It's very humbling to our government here to see this, knowing that there are thousands of people marching for Assange, and that the freedom movement in Sydney is sort of now being formed up into one lane all together for all the great causes. We see people here that are marching to point out the very obvious and disgraceful government-forced vaccine program, which has resulted in so many injuries to the point where now the government is paying millions of dollars in compensation. The government's paying millions of dollars in compensation to those who are injured by the vaccines, yet they're still censoring people through big tech, which is why we're at Google today, to tell Google that it's not their place to shut down people's opinions, especially when those opinions were literally saving lives. So let's think about that. We were saving lives by warning people not to take the vaccines, and now the government is paying compensation to those who are injured, thereby admitting guilt. It's an admission of guilt. Big tech is out of control. We can see it spiraling out of control. Big tech, Google, Facebook, censoring freedom of speech, and also the very dangerous trend towards artificial intelligence. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Julian Assange's father, John Shipton, and commend him on his bravery. And throughout the many years, John Shipton has been a real brave father to his son. It's a very honourable campaign that he is leading, and we really hope, for the family's sake and for everyone's sake, for Julian's sake, for his health and for this country's sake, that he is freed soon. Because I believe that we are all Assange. Every single Australian will be freed if Assange is freed. And not only Australians, people all around the world. In South America, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, in Russia. The Russians love Assange because they know that Assange stuck it up to the CIA and he stuck it up to the Americans. And it's a shame that the Russian government is more interested in Assange's freedom than the Australian government. Shame. Shame on the Australian government for that, and it's great to see, and especially the South American governments who have been doing a lot to speak up for Assange's freedoms, doing a great job. I want to make a quick note of all the great work here that David McBride, the volunteers, Rain. I want to say thank you to Michael, the gentleman who came here nice and early today, this morning, set up all the speaker systems and stages, and this team of volunteers will be there on Wednesday also to provide all this infrastructure for Stella Assange at Hyde Park, and do everything we can. I think we're almost at the finish line in regards to freeing Assange, a person who has not been imprisoned for exposing secrets. He's been imprisoned for exposing crimes. Now, I did time in jail last year for the same sort of thing, exposing crimes, breaching a suppression order, breaching a non-publication order. And this is one thing that our government loves to get away with. point the finger at other people, put journalists in prison journalists, shut people down, shut down freedom of speech, block people from communicating on social media, deplatform people. You know, unfortunately, this is the reality we live in. This is a great country, it's a lucky country, and many of the people in the crowd today came here from other countries, came here from, their great-grandparents came from overseas in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and we want Australia to go back to how it was, where there was no fear for freedom of speech, where people could speak up and speak out, and it was appropriate, and it was allowed, and it was legal to criticise the government, which we definitely should. So thank you to everyone who's come here today, and I invite everyone to stick around now for a sausage sizzle. We'll play some music, we'll play some favourite tunes there, and enjoy a sausage sizzle in the park today and mingle amongst yourselves. I encourage everyone to exchange phone numbers, to say hello to each other. There's a lot of people from different backgrounds, different causes, but all very like-minded. Congratulations, Sydney, on an excellent event today, on an excellent freedom rally in Sydney. Well done to everyone. Congratulations, Sydney. Let's have one more cheer. Let's free Assange and let's free Australia.